Okay, hat on back, mate. Let's talk treadmill, or as many runners call it, the dreadmill. Is that fair? Why does the poor treadmill get such poor press? So in this video, we'll look at just why a lot of runners don't like it, or even hate it. We look at what could you do to like it more. And finally, if it's all that bad, we look at why do so many of the world's top runners use it so much. I'm Terry O'Hare, a masters runner from Ireland, currently here in Brazil on an extended holiday, and this is the Faster Master channel. Before going any further, a huge thank you to each and every one of the now 20,000 viewers and 600 subscribers that the channel has attracted so far. I am truly humbled. Thank you. I'll just sneak this one in quickly. Any of those 20,000 viewers that haven't yet subscribed, please quickly hit the subscribe button, give it a thumbs up like. Thank you. Alright. Why don't you like it? It's boring, no scenery, no wind, no rain, no hills, no snow, no ice. It's not real running, it's too easy. The treadmill does the work for you. I'm training to race on the road, not on a belt. Anything else? Okay, let's have a look and see if we can improve on any of those things. And I should mention, for a bit of relevance, that I've been lucky enough to be here in Brazil for about 10 weeks. 32 degrees centigrade, that's 90 Fahrenheit at 6 in the morning. So I've been doing a lot of my training on the treadmill, and this is what I have learned. The number one complaint? Boredom. This can be real, but it doesn't have to be. Don't just wander into the gym, hop on a treadmill without a bit of planning and structure first. So, what's your session? Let's say it's a 12k, which is about 7.5 miles, easy run. First of all, know what pace you want to run. Is the treadmill calibrated in kilometers or miles? Some can be switched over. So, as an example, say your easy pace is approximately 9 minutes a mile, 5:36 per kilometre Irish. You need to know that this equates to 6.67 miles per hour, 10.7 kilometres, so you can set the treadmill to that speed. So a bit of homework involved, especially if it's not just going to be a one-off. Maybe make yourself up a little chart, similar to, I'll put what I use up on the screen now. Okay, maybe a bit amateurish, and the younger models among us probably have that on an Excel spreadsheet, but it does the job. Then either break the run up, which I'll go into in a second, or the tried and trusted method on your phone or on a tablet, watch a Netflix movie, or in my case I catch up with a lot of coaching and running videos, and even watch some Faster Master YouTube videos as well. Breaking the run up, it could be as simple as just making your run a progressive run. So keeping an eye on the distance counter on the machine. Let's say every 1 kilometre you could increase the pace by 0.5 of a kilometre per hour, 0.5 miles per hour. You could do that every kilometre, every 500 metres, whatever takes your fancy, and gradually build your run up from a slow warm up to a decent pace. And you will find that simply by concentrating on, doing the settings, changing the speed, time just flies. Or you could do something similar to the session I did this morning, for example. I did 15k in total. I used the first 2 kilometres of that as a warm-up, starting off easy until I reached my easy pace, which on the treadmill is a setting of 9.5 kilometers an hour, which is 6:19 per kilometer, 10 minutes 10 seconds per mile. That's my easy pace. So as soon as I get to that, then on the stroke of each kilometer, whack the machine up to 13, which is 4:37 per kilometer, 7:26 mile, which is about my 10k pace. Whack it up to that for 200 meters, then back down again. Repeat every kilometre. I've ended up with a 15k easy run and 13 by 200 in the middle of that. And of course, you can do your speed work. And I think this is where the treadmill really comes into its own. The amount of control that you can have on your session is unmatched by anything you could achieve on the road or track. So let's say you're planning a session of 400s at 1 minute 30. Set the machine to 16 kilometers an hour. That's 130 pace. It's not a little bit faster than 130. It's not a little bit slower. It's exact. You can't slack off a little bit when you get tired. You can't blame the wind. This is scientifically exact. So build on that then by checking your heart rate. You can then compare that with the same session last week on the same machine with the same conditions, the same speed, the same recovery, everything exactly the same, and then you get a very, very fair comparison and you can chart your progress. Is that important? Well, none other than the great Jakob Ingebrigtsen thinks it certainly is, and he religiously uses the treadmill minimum of twice a week, and usually for his famous threshold sessions. And he stresses that the advantages that gives him is that everything is measurable, everything is comparable, and he can even do his own lactate testing during recovery without stopping. I know many of you out there will be great believers and followers of Coach Jack Daniels, who sadly passed away last year, and you will have heard him talk about threshold running and his VDOT calculator, which is used to establish or calculate threshold pace. And he said to improve your lactate threshold, you must run at your lactate threshold. Not a little slower, not a little faster, but at it. Now, if you believe that, then where better to achieve it than on the treadmill? When you add in the bonus of being able to adjust the incline and a probable reduction in injuries due to the softer surface, what's not to like? Now, I am not suggesting that you do all of your running on the treadmill. No. What I am suggesting is that you keep an open mind, you have a look at it and think, how could you use it to your advantage? I have absolutely no doubt that in certain circumstances, for certain workouts, the treadmill is not just as good as outdoor running, but actually better. A couple of things to point out. You'll have heard or read some people say that you should set a treadmill to a 1% incline to mimic the effects of running outdoors. Now, there's actually no scientific evidence for that whatsoever, but if it makes you happy, set it to 1%. The thing to remember is, if you put it to 1% today, always put it to 1% every time you use the machine, and that way your efforts stay comparable. The other things you'll hear people say is that their watch, maybe a Garmin watch, will give a completely different reading to the machine. Which one is accurate? And the easy answer to that is your Garmin watch will never be accurate indoors. First of all, it can't get a GPS signal, and even if it could, what it does is take your position at 1 second, say, and again 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds later, and calculate how long it took you to go a certain distance. And of course, on the treadmill, you're not going any distance, you're static. So what it does is tries to estimate both speed and distance from your arm movements, and that is, very, very inaccurate. If you set your Garmin to treadmill before you start your session, when the session's finished and you press stop, it will give you the option to save what's on the screen or to recalibrate it. Recalibrating is easy. You just adjust the figures and then save the new figures which correspond to the machine. Now, you will find then that Garmin, being as intelligent as it is, picks up on that, and over time, if you do it often enough, Garmin will adjust to get something fairly close to the accurate information. So there you have it. After you've taken a few seconds to hit the subscribe button, take another few seconds, read up a bit, have a think, have a talk to people about using the treadmill, and you will find that it could make you a better, faster runner.